Let's get this show going, man.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans by fans, with your hosts, Jessy Martin.
Because 90% of them are wrong. They're fucking wrong.
Max Taman.
You've got a plate of shit and you've got a bowl of shit. They're the same thing.
Scott Hartley.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
John Taman.
What the hell was I talking about?
I just don't get it. I don't get it.
And now, the world's worst podcast host, John Taman.
Hey, I am the world's worst podcast host. I am John Taman, and if you have not been paying attention to this show, the reason that I'm the world's worst podcast host will become apparent very soon. And I want to say real quick a big thanks and a hello to a very special guest today. Hey, Yam, you've been sitting in our chat since like 10 after 5. That's a dedicated fan. We love you, man. And dude, you're like the first fan of the show as far as we're concerned. You're the first guy that really ever showed up to talk to us. So
I wasn't even home at 10 after 5.
I mean, dude, he put his first message up at like 10 after 5. So, yeah, I think we're all feeling like Yam does because he says he is feeling as low as he can about this team at this moment.
There's been worse.
Well, I don't know. We'll find out about it. Now, Jesse, our good man, is taking a personal day, and in his stead, we have his bunker mate over here, Andy Burrows from London, UK. How are you doing today, sir?
Tally ho, old bean. I'm good, mate. Yeah, could have been better after yesterday, but yeah. Hello, mate. All right, mate. How's it going, mate? Tally ho. Yeah, no, I'm good.
Tally ho.
Always a pleasure to join you guys, man.
Yeah, man, it's good to see you. Down here below on the right-hand side is our good friend from Barrow in Furnace, UK, Scott Hartley. So I'm curious, do you guys in the UK all have to wear the same Commander shirt on the same day? Is that some kind of like royal rule?
We do.
Or
it's a rule. Yeah, we're twinsies. Yeah, apart from Burrows is a little bit thinner than mine. just by a smidge. Just by a smidge.
But it's also a lot taller, so it's about the same fabric.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I'm business up here, ready for bed down there.
And with that, we'll go down here to my son Max, who's going to try to figure out how to go on top of what Andy Burrows just said. How you doing there, Max? After this game,
I don't want to go on top of what Burrows just said. I'm good.
That's fine.
Keith tried it once; it didn't work out well.
Well, from what we understood earlier before the show started, that you're the top and that Scott is the magnificent.
Hey,
bottom.
look, what happens in this Airbnb every September stays in the Airbnb until I post it on Twitter when I'm drunk.
There you go. That's what happens. So, with that being said, I think that we could always play this. Scotty found himself in a gay bar.
No, I didn't. No.
No?
There is. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just gets
the
better
man
with
doth
age.
protest too much, I think, there, John.
Right. All right. So, as we are obviously covering the massive amounts of pain in our hearts from what we witnessed yesterday, with some stupid laughs and calling Scotty surreptitiously homosexual. Let's get your first thoughts on the game yesterday. Andy Burrows, tell me, what did you think about this yesterday? Lay it all out.
Disappointed, obviously. I think we were undercooked. I think we took this game too lightly. I don't think we had enough variety in our play. I just think we thought no matter how bad we've been playing over recent weeks, we could just turn up and somehow limp over the line or get a victory. I think everyone just assumed because the Cowboys hadn't won for nearly 2 months, they were 5 straight defeated, yada yada yada. We just laid an egg yesterday, and yeah, we were terrible, bro. I mean, there's no sugarcoating it. There's no, this, and I'm sure we're going to get into it. Was it Cliff Kingsbury? Was it the players? There's so many things that we can get into why this game sucked yesterday. But ultimately, we know we didn't do the job, and here we are, and we're now talking. I've heard, the thing is, and again, we'll probably get into this. I've heard stupid things today. Oh, this team of frauds, blah blah blah. Let's not forget some of these people are the same people that were, well and truly up Dan Quinn's backside 2 to 3 weeks ago. Sure. Jaden Daniels wasn't playing like a rookie. It was like he's playing like a seasoned vet. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, have we got the right thing? He's now shown. He's like, we lost a game of football. We lost it, and I'd say we lost it more than they won it, because when you really do break it down, some of the things that we done, don't get me wrong. You
know how I feel about that, man. 80% of games are lost, not won. Now, Scott, from what I understand, things that are up somebody's backside, when they do come out, they are rather smelly. Is this what you found to be true? Is this?
Yeah, it is true, John. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so let me throw this to you real quick then. Your first thoughts on the game, and try to go off of something like that. Not necessarily the fans or something there, but where are we sitting? I'm sorry, I'm all over the road here because I'm just completely flabbergasted.
Yeah, mitigated disaster yesterday, John. That's all you can call it, is a disaster. It was, as Boris said, we laid an egg completely. I don't know where this team goes from here because we've had a great start and we look at it and say, you know what, we're going into a game. And I think you probably hit the nail on the head, Burrows, when we talked a little bit on the post-game yesterday about it. It seems to me that, yes, we played down to the Cowboys, but at the same time, we just didn't turn up at all.
Right.
At all. It was as if, there's no excuses. This is the point with this. There's no excuses that can come from this. You can't say we played a better team. You can't say, well, we've played against a good defense. They've had 10 days off, and they've come in. You can't argue, oh, we haven't practiced. That's not an excuse anymore. You're playing against a team with your number one running back is playing. Yes, he got injured. I get that.
Right away.
You had what is ideally your best offensive line that you could possibly get out there on the field. You're playing against a team that hasn't won in 5 games, and you lay that sort of performance that comes out. I mean, what on earth were we watching for, let's be honest, 55 minutes of a game? It was terrible.
Yeah, it was. So, Max, how terrible was it? In a scale of 1 to 10 on your shitometer, the shitometer, if you will, where was it?
Well, I don't know.
This is an official fecal scale, as through the Hague. They've made some weights and measures on the shitometer. Okay.
Because
8 or 9.
Yeah,
That's a lot of shit.
I think it was a 9.
It was more shit. It was more shit than what came out of me when I was bunged up over in the States. That's for sure.
Tell you what, the state of Maryland had to declare a state of emergency near the stadium.
They did.
Scott had to be let out of the car right by the woods. Sorry, Max, we're trying to talk about shitter here.
No,
go ahead.
Look, because to a degree, our defense played well.
To a degree.
You're right, but you look at the yards, and Cooper Rush had 247 passing yards, and Rico Dowdle had 86 yards on 19 carries.
We don't call him that on this show.
Sorry, Rico Doodle.
Rico Doodle.
Which, yes, those numbers look bad, but then also they gave up 20 points to the offense. Outside of...
No, please, Scott, hit that keyboard a bit harder. I don't want to hit.
Sorry,
mate,
yeah.
Scott, you do what you do, man. You do what you do.
And... everything that happened, you can explain. It wasn't that necessarily we made mistakes. It wasn't necessarily that they made good plays. It's football things.
That sounds like a load of fucking cliched crap.
Okay, but it is cliche, but it's cliche because it's true.
Well,
Kevontae Turpin gets a 99-yard kick return because he bobbles the ball and we have a rookie linebacker break a lane.
That's it. And that's true.
That's a football thing. It happens every time a kick gets bobbled.
Not every time, but you're right. That happens a lot of times because guys their eyes get kind of blurred. But he also bit on the spin because the bobble had been picked up before then. And I'm going to give you my first thoughts on the game, but real quick on that play. Rookie mistake, big mistake, huge consequences. I hope he feels terrible about it because he should. If he stays in his lane, that guy's Turpin spins right into him. Also, and the potential, because of the speed of his spin, he might have fumbled. I mean, McKee was right there like a wall.
Let's not talk about Jeremy Reeves getting blocked in the back right at the hole.
Well, there was a lot of things that were going on in the game like that. There was a lot of times where I saw one of our guys break up the middle on a punt to try to get a block and just get flat out tackled by the fucking center. And then I saw us do it, and I thought, okay, well, they're not throwing the flag for that. But, okay, what I think about the game yesterday is exactly what I think I saw Yam write up there earlier. And this fellow, James Bell, welcome, James. I don't know if this is what he wrote. But yeah, we were not up for this game. It had such Ron vibes. And I hate to say it, but early on in the football game, those vibes started to creep up. We're going to let this game get away. We're going to let this game hang around for us, and they're going to turn one of these games where we inexplicably get beat by a team where we should absolutely not get beat by. So I'm just to go off that point that I just made right there. You guys that are relatively new fans of the team, Scott, you're 12-year fans. Andy, I'm not sure when you became a fan, but
1998.
All right, so it hasn't been too good for you too much either, for the most part. So let me ask you this. At what point during the game did you know, shit, we're doing this again? This is the same kind of vibe that I got from Ron, that I got from Zorn, that I got from Gruden. I got
midway through the first quarter.
You know what game? This reminded me of the 2015 Monday night game where we played Dallas. And I've been saying this for 2 weeks. It just gives me that vibe. And that's exactly what it was. We were the better team then. We were the better team yesterday. We just didn't come out and perform.
Apparently not. That's the question. I mean, because there are legitimate questions as to how good we're supposed to be right now. All right, so let's see here. I guess somebody got in here and it looks like maybe Jessy got in and got onto the sheet here and told us. So what was the atmosphere like? Was it packed with Cowboys fans? But he's not here to answer us.
That was me, mate. Yeah. So.
Oh, was it you? All right. He wasn't. He's not here to answer us. He's taking a personal day. But it didn't sound like it on the television. Usually. No. When you're watching the Cowboys in our stadium, you know the Cowboy fans are there. I mean, there was enough of them, but it wasn't like usual, I don't think. All right, so let's move it along here. The Yanks versus the Wanks. Andy, are you in that league? You are in that league, aren't you?
No, next year next season I will join. I needed to pop my cherry this year with fantasy football, and I'm doing all right actually. But yeah, I'll
that's
be
right.
a wanker
You've never
next
played
year.
before. That's okay.
All right.
Okay.
No, never.
That's cool. No, I think I'm getting beat by Yam right now. So yeah,
give me a second. I'm
talk
loading
about
it right
how much
now.
you're whining about what
Good man.
he's
Good
beating
man.
my ass. But all right, so we have a segment that we don't have a graphic for right now called Commander's Debrief instead of Commander's Recon. So imagine a really cool graphic that I made overnight, and then we'll just have some music go bump 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 bump. Commander's Debrief. All right, so let's start off with the injuries. How bad did we come out of this game? Because it looked like it was pretty much a freaking bloodbath out there for a while.
Just go
Based off of,
Yeah, you're all frozen.
yeah. Oh, am I frozen? Can you hear me at least?
Max,
Oh,
you,
boy.
you look like
See ya.
a conker.
He looks like a Bigfoot photo, doesn't he? They're
Am
all
I here
blurry
now?
and they're hairy as shit.
Your voice is,
It's
but
like
your
an-
image
it's
is.
like, it's like a police e-fit.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like someone remade Bigfoot, but just a really bad version.
Right. It's like a UFO video.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right, they just can't
you
get it
good.
right. All right, so we'll push on a little bit like this. So, all right, we're looking at the injuries right away, but I saw Tyler Biadasz go down. He was holding his head
Yep.
for like 3 plays prior to being taken out of the game. Who was the other lineman that got a concussion? Wiley got a concussion.
Wiley got a concussion, and Eckler got actually taken to the hospital.
Eckler.
Yeah, I think the commanders released. They said Eckler and Wiley in concussion protocol all week. B-Rob is definitely going to be out for next weekend as well. So, yeah, we're
Eckler looked like
well,
he should have been in a
Wiley's. I'm with Scouse. Wiley's no great miss. He can stay in concussion protocol till like the summer for all I care.
yeah, but it's Trent Scott, and the gulf between Wiley and Scott is pretty. I mean, it's like the gulf between Wiley and our man Scott down there. No offense, Scott, but you understand.
No.
what I'm saying.
I'd rather have Scotty in there than Wiley. I'm not. Even,
Put a traffic cone out there; it'll do a better job. But at the moment, but no, in all seriousness, the injuries that came out of this team, John, from last night, just they worry me big time because we cut Rodriguez Jr.
He'll come back. He'll be
activate. Well, you say that, but let's look at the bigger picture here. How many teams have a problem with running back at the moment through injuries, through whatever? There's
he's
no
been
reason
cut for
why
a week,
teams.
though, right?
I think he may be. He could maybe. So it's one of them. Coleman went out with an injury to his fingers again. We don't know what's happening with that one.
Coleman had a great game according to PFF, and I'll stand in for Jesse right now and say PFF. And he did. He had a great game according to all the measurables that he had. He did go out with a finger, but he's tough, man. He's tough. And I'm looking at you, Nick Allegretti. Last time you pulled his finger back in place. This time you wouldn't do it. Why not? Unless he flat out broke it.
So
Anyway,
so Scouse is right, is what he's saying there. Lucas will be starting at right tackle with Coleman most likely at left. We've got that'll be meaning Dieter will probably be the backup centre who will be starting. What worried me even more so was the fact that we have no run game now.
Right.
So what is McNichol going to give you? Are you calling the other Wiley up from the practice squad? to give you maybe that big body kind of B-Rob type threat? Or are you looking at Chris Rodriguez and saying, well, we've got to try and get him back? But the problem you have with him is, do you have to sign him to the roster?
Yes, you do. Well, I mean, I think they can sign. I was listening to Kime today, and I think you can sign him to the practice squad, but they have to activate him anyway. You can't go out there.
You have to activate him.
You'd have to activate him and Wiley, I would think. You
have to have 3. Yeah.
Right. Now, yesterday, McNichol had some plays where he ran rather well, I thought, but at the same time, it's late in the game and their defense has changed. But when he gets a little crease, I like the way he runs. He's kind of scattery all over the damn place, but he goes forward. And I like the way Rodriguez runs. So if we went into the game with just those 2 guys, Andy, how would you feel about that? How confident would you feel to play the Tennessee Titans with McNichol and Rodriguez as our 2 running
They've got good defense, man.
I was about to say, if you look at the Titans, I mean, I looked into, I've watched a few of their games on the Zone before we play. I always check them games out for whatever reason. They're very good against the run. Their defense is very good anyway. So, I would, even if we had B-Rob back there, I think we not would have struggled, but they would have given us a hell of a game. Now I'm thinking, oh my God, I think we could struggle, but we struggled all day yesterday with the run game. We didn't get anything going on the run game. It was vanilla play calling. It was poor execution. So to get to Jesse's point that he made yesterday about the execution. So I think the Titans will be licking their lips. Scouse made a good point when we recorded the bunker earlier. We need to scheme up different things. We need to think outside the box now if we want to make things happen, because we're very vanilla right now. So going into the Titans, this Titans team are a very, very good defense and can't be underestimated. So we're going to have to come up with something in the week that, that we might not have done yet this season. And I'm not talking silly trick plays and yada, yada, yada. But I made a point earlier when I was chatting to Scouse and Scotty G. Even if you look, when we run our screen plays, I can't remember what the late game was yesterday. I said to the boys, I said, when I watched the late game last night, I can't remember who it was. They were running screen plays, but they were making sure that the ball was going like 5-10 yards down the field to set the screen up. We set it up on the line of scrimmage.
Well, you have to.
I get that you have to, but we're so predictable when we do it. We don't even disguise it. Whatever the late game was last night, they disguised the screen game
the Eagle game,
so well. The Eagles. They hide a screen so well. We're going to need to do things like that now. We're going to have to think outside the box as we move in to the Titans on Sunday, because of all these injuries. We have no choice now. We've got to do some things that we haven't done yet this season. We went so far with this group of players, but what we've got now in our depth and what we've got coming through just isn't good enough to cut it on an everyday NFL roster. So we're going to have to he's going to have to earn his money this week.
Yeah, I agree completely. He's got to earn his money, because we did go a bit vanilla. And, it's inexcusable to me that you cannot figure out a way to get McLaurin involved until you throw let's just get him a reception pass, in what, the late second quarter, was it? And really, Eckler up the middle. You want to talk about how to not use your running backs.
Predictable, though, isn't it? It becomes predictable, John. That's the problem.
And it's not what he does.
It was just boring. It was a boring play call. I'm looking at this thinking, come on, one target all first half to Terry. Look at where we started from, and look at what their first 6 plays were. Block, field goal.
Bang, bang, Bowman. Welcome to the show, by the way. And he says this shit was inexcusable. You look at the field position. He's right.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely
right.
span on.
I think the worst we had was our own 37, which is...
That's what I'm saying. You can't pick the ball up inside the 40 and not get points and end up punting. It's just it's inexcusable. It's completely inexcusable. I am pissed off with this team right now, because that was a team, as you said many a time in our chat, John, that wanted to lose.
They did.
They wanted to roll over and die and just say, do you know what? If you score on one of them plays and you're in the end zone and you're up by 10, let's just say you're up by 10, that team packs it in and goes home and starts questioning itself and saying, you know what, we're a shit Dallas team at the moment. We haven't got anything at all. I mean, let's be honest. Look at that team and tell me who is a good player on that Dallas team, apart from CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons. What on earth did they have yesterday? I mean, you had a guy, what is it, Schoonmaker or something? First touchdown
and
then
another guy with a hyphen name. Right, Schoonmaker was wide open.
What the fuck? Honestly,
is it more worrying that we couldn't figure out how to? And I know what I'm saying here might sound crazy, but they stopped Terry playing, yet we couldn't do that. Which every time CeeDee Lamb was targeted, he wasn't just open. He was really open. And you're looking at fucking Sync Ghost and all these guys, and you're thinking, like Scotty just said, they had Parsons and CeeDee Lamb.
Right. Stop
them two playing, you pretty much shut down the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
For whatever reason, we couldn't figure that out. Well, CeeDee Lamb had half of the field to run into at times.
Look, for one, every time he wanted 10 yards, the cushion was already there. I was watching Cooper Rush stare down receivers like he had no other reason to look at anybody else. He was like, okay, just wait, turn around. They have one weapon, and it's CeeDee Lamb, and we gave him such a cushion. I guarantee you, Cooper Rush was staring at him going, God damn, why are they so far away from him? This shit's easy. And then we let Rico Doodle run on us like the second coming of Emmitt Smith, just shoved through the middle like that. And this is where I am angry with the team for this reason. Dallas beat us to the punch in every way on every fucking play. They were able to get off the ball faster. They were able to punch our offensive line in the mouth and shove it back. They were able to take our defensive line and open up holes and just shove them forward. Rico fucking Doodle weighs, 180 pounds? This motherfucker's falling forward for 3 or 4 yards every time.
But this is where I go back to John questioning. Sorry, Max, to cut over the top, mate. But this is where I go back to talking about coaching, okay, and talking about what the play calling system is. Now, for me, Joe Witt gets a fat fucking slap in the face for this game. Because,
fat fucking slap
because how on earth can you allow, for the 4th week on the trot, giving up the run all the time? We're giving up the run constantly up the middle. And Dowdle's getting 80 yards or whatever his final stats were. I don't know whatever his final stats were. But for me, when I'm watching this game, it seemed like they were doing that. We have gone completely away from the run. And ever since we've done that and had no run game, the offense hasn't clicked at all.
Right. And I for one, Robinson has been hurt. All right. Yesterday, he got hurt right off the bat. On a tackle for loss, by the way. They were fucking in our backfield right away, grabbed him and twisted him around like a pretzel. So at that point, if you're Cliff Kingsbury, you're looking at your playbook thinking, okay, now I've only got Eckler and I've got McNichols. But the Eckler up the middle, you're just giving up. You're not going to get 3 yards on a play like that. You're not going to get 4 yards on a play like that. Anyway, let's see. What have I got next on here? So where does the blame lie? Max, we'll start with you. Where's the blame come from? Where is it? Blame somebody, Max. This is America. It's somebody's fucking fault.
Blame the Mexicans.
It's the goddamn Mexicans. Motherfuckers.
It's really not. It's really not. It's an international transatlantic podcast. I'll put it. Yeah.
Hey, got to go with the majority, right?
No, okay. But who is to blame?
It's just got to be the offense. The offensive play calling specifically, because Eckler up the middle. That's an understatement because it's not just Eckler up the middle; it's draw plays to Austin Eckler, where the defensive line is behind where the handoff point is.
Yeah, that was weird. There was so many. There was a couple. Robinson got one like that.
Can I just point out that Bang Bang Bowman is absolutely singing the same tune I am. I am sick to death of seeing Brian Robinson injured. And I'm not trying to be rude about the guy, and Scouse was the same. Look at his injury record. The guy just cannot stay healthy. Man, look, I'm getting away from saying you got shot. That's totally different. I get that. But it's every other game. There's a hamstring, there's a knee, there's an ankle.
That's running backs.
There's this, there's that. And he is a great player, but have we got to upgrade the running back
position? Got to stay on the
position?
field. Your best ability is availability, right?
Exactly.
But and I think that running back is always only a 3-year position anyway. All right, they take so much punishment. They don't wear pads anymore.
In order to get to the league, there are so many carries on those tires.
Right. True. So you got to trade. You got to change him out here and there. But we're missing him badly. All right. So Scott, where's the blame lie? Running backs.
The blame lies. The blame lies solely with the offense on this. I genuinely think that because the defense can bail you out at times. We've seen it for all season that we've gained.
They did it for 3 quarters.
Yeah, they did. I mean, Frankie Louvu
for the last couple of weeks they've done that.
Was everywhere. They played well against the Eagles. They played well against the Steelers. They played pretty decent for 50 odd minutes there until St. Juice got targeted. Oh, look, there's 25. We'll
There
throw
he
the
is.
fucking ball towards him.
Yeah, but that play got called back, as I recall. And that was Chin's fault.
It didn't.
I thought that was one of those other illegal formations.
No.
And that I thought was Chin. Chin was the cover 2 guy, and he was late.
And then you look at it and you say, well, it's offensively we were awful. Just I don't know what's going on. The blame lies with Jaden Daniels. The blame lies with the offensive line. The blame lies with wide receivers dropping the ball. You could go on and on and on. Everybody is at fault, but mainly the coaching needs to be different. Burrows mentioned it. Is it about scheme? Is it about the way that we're changing things? Cliff seems to have lost his fucking bag. Not delved into it. I don't know whether he's been robbed and it's missing. But where is his bag? It's disappeared. You know, I mean, you've got a big sheet in front of you. Call some fucking plays on a different side of the sheet. Stop doing stupid screens or designed runs up the middle. It just doesn't work.
Yeah. All right, so Burrows, now that Scott has blamed everybody in the fucking building, where does the blame lie for
the fucking tea lady? The tea lady,
damn woman that drives the roach coach. God damn it, it's her fault.
I think we've got to take a collective blame for this one. Really, I mean, I know we got into it yesterday. I know we got into it yesterday with Jessy, you know, and Scouse was saying, is it scheme? Is it coaching? The players have got to execute. But for me, when, like Scotty just said earlier, when you're executing the same kind of run play time and time again, like you said, John, and Max made the point earlier, Eckler up the middle, Eckler. You don't have to be John Madden to scheme against the Commanders in the last couple of games.
Yeah, it's just going to run it up the middle there, you know.
And I get injuries. I get injuries dictate what you have to do. But we said this under Ron Rivera a lot of the times. We become very predictable. Over the last couple of weeks, we have come slightly. Look, and I don't want to sit here and throw the entire team under the bus because, again, we can get into that later in the show.
You need a big bus for that.
Yeah, but, you know, from the way some fans have been overreacting today, I think, look, we have to, as an organization and as a team, we've just got to take collective responsibility and say, look, these last couple of games, we've got it wrong. You know, it's all about how you react to this now. It's not about, you know, the blame game and blah, 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 because there's still, if I'd said to you in August when we were all standing together in Washington, D.C. and having a jolly good time at the baseball and, you know, Scotty was chewing John's ear off because he was bored out of his brain. If I'd said to you that we're going to be sitting here, we're going to be sitting here with the record that we've got now, you would have gone, no. Okay, yeah.
I just thought you were drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I might be. Yeah, exactly. So let's pump the brakes a tiny little bit. And I'm the same. And you know, I love drinking the Washington Kool-Aid, and I drink it more than anyone. But let's just take collective responsibility. Let's go back to what got us to this position we are now. And I get we haven't got certain players anymore because of injuries, but let's remember the fundamentals of what we were good at. Let's remember the fundamentals of what Jaden Daniels was good at. You know, let's try and get back to that, and let's see what we can do against the Tennessee Titans.
All right, hang on a minute, Max, because it's my turn. Max, you got something you want to expound on there? Go ahead.
I've got 2 things.
Quickly, my turn.
So one, I forgot the first. Oh, Dallas did do something different with Micah Parsons that we hadn't seen before.
They ran him off the guard.
So they lined him up at DT because our solution for strong edge rushers has been to chip. You can't chip at a guard.
Right.
Secondly, Dan Quinn did say in his press conference today that we have been playing we were playing very loose at the beginning of the season, and now we're trying too hard. That's the big thing that they're going for is
overthinking it. Do you think that
you're overthinking
I can
it?
see that.
You're trying to do too much as opposed to just letting the game come to you. You're thinking about it too much. That's what we saw with the Jack Del Rio defense. I know that name is sin. I'm sorry, but that's the thing is that's what we're seeing. That's why there's a cover 2 break with Jeremy Chin covering.
There was definitely communication problems yesterday. Yeah, I thought so too.
So, and
of course, JDR 2 weekends ago was picked up by the police after he was found drunk. So.
And because we also talked about it, that St. Juice deep ball, that was a cover 2 man concept. So it is on the safety to get there, but St. Juice is on man coverage again, 30 yards
again.
Field.
Right. That's one of the things I thought when I was watching it live was that Chin is late, but Chin I think is late because he can't believe that fucking St. Juice just passed him by like that and let him go. All right, look, what I think when it comes to laying the blame game, I think you have to lay blame at the NFL. All right. I know we always want to look at ourselves and say it's only us because, like Andy said earlier, we lost this game rather than they won it. But I think that right, look, I'm listening to what's his name, the fucking former tight end that's such a great guy on podcast, who's Logan Paulson. And this was back in August, and he was talking about film on a guy and how long it takes to get film on a guy. And he said it takes about 6 to 7 weeks to really get film on a guy, all right? Well, what do you know? What we've heard is Cliff Kingsbury's offense starts to get figured out about week 8, week 9. All right?
Yep.
Jaden Daniels. And, Max, what's the first law of football? I taught you since you were in diapers. What's the first law of football?
You have so many first laws.
Offense innovates. Okay. Defense adapts. Jaden comes in, starts showing his stuff. All right? Defense has adapted to him. I think what you're seeing.
Great in your house, Max.
That's right.
Hang on,
Here's
Max. I'm going to read you episode 10 of the Big Book of Football.
Time in the NFL rulebook. Max is like,
oh no, you don't even know. I'll tell you stories, Max. Every toy I ever bought that boy, the best goddamn Christmas present I ever gave him was a $5 felt football field and some plastic men. Every toy I ever gave him, if I gave him Hot Wheels cars, he lined them up in formation and played them with them. Look,
on the kitchen floor, right next to
That's right. The Cadillac is the quarterback. So okay. Hey,
well, I'm looking back at
first
what
law
we
of football,
predicted, John.
First law of football:
Yeah.
offense innovates, defense adapts. Jaden brings something new to the game, and I mean it's not terribly new, but he is new. I don't know whatever Scout said.
no wonder
F
Max
for football. F for football. Yeah.
You have no idea.
And now, no, I'm not, because I'm not paying attention. I'm trying to make a cogent point here that if you watch Jaden play, now this week, I don't think you could say his ribs were bothering him at all. For one, his opening, his pregame ritual of throwing the medicine ball around, you're not doing that if your ribs are still hurting. Not the way he was doing it. So I felt pretty good there. I thought he threw the ball as if he wasn't in pain. I almost wanted to say but he had a couple of stinkers. But he threw the ball as if he wasn't in pain. He ran like he wasn't in pain. But I think that you're seeing defenses see what Jaden's tendencies are, and they're starting to take away some of the things that he was exploiting early on in the season. There. I finally got it out. So
That's cool.
The blame is on the other team.
Does that come down to limited scheme, though? Does that come down to what we can limit scheme-wise for him? You know,
it comes down to Cliff, yes. If we're going to adjust to it, it's got to be Cliff to be able to adjust to give him plays that he's able to do the things that he's good at doing. And it's also just in the maturation process of a young quarterback. It happens to all of them. None of them come in as superstars right off the bat and stay superstars. Maybe Dan Marino, you know. They're going to figure out some of his tendencies, and they're going to take away. I mean, we heard all about this earlier in the season, that he only throws to the right. And when you look at predominantly when he would take off running, it was to the right. Okay, so they got somebody over there on the right taking that shit away. And now you see, in my opinion, he looks to be a little rushed in his progressions, a little more hurried in his throw. Am I wrong?
His feet are definitely tip-tapping. Did you get the photo that I sent to the chat earlier today?
Yes, I did. Where is it? I don't have it with me.
So looking back at where we were week 12, what we said on our predictions, right. Max, you had us at 7-5. John, you had us at 7-5. Jesse had us at 6-6.
Jesse doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. I'm a goddamn genius.
Hey,
I had us at 5-7.
And you, Scott, what the hell? Well,
so, yes, to Burrow's point, that's what I was getting at. We are, the record says what it says, but you're disappointed after the way we started. That's all I'm going to say on that. To drop from the 2 seed to the 7th seed to be on the bubble almost now,
you're never
tough.
happy with a 3-game losing streak. And frankly, and Andy, I'm going to put this to you. This team, where are we right now in connection to what I'm about to say, which is the Bears? We didn't play well. We won on a miracle against the Bears. Since the Bears, we've beaten the god-awful Giants and nobody else. So, Carolina, did they break us? All right, I always say that the Commanders broke the Bears, but Carolina, did they put us in a bad spot? I mean, they were the ones that gave Jaden the hit that hurt his ribs.
I mean, I think
but that's not where we are now.
Pittsburgh broke us.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Pittsburgh showed that if you pressure Jaden, he's not going to be able to do the things that he can do because he's going to rush.
Right.
That's what Pittsburgh did. It's the same thing that Philly did. It's the same thing that the Cowboys did. They showed that there's a weakness on the interior of our offensive line, and you put your best pass rushers there, and you're going to get through like a turnstile.
Okay.
And that's exactly Scous's point in what he was saying is when you watch the Steelers, they're playing Lamar twice a year. They schemed for that. They know what they're going to play against, a running quarterback. and look at who, and then you go to the Eagles, who have a running quarterback, who are going against that style every single training session. So is it any surprise?
They've got an O-line that can move.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, they have. You're right. But then what pisses me off even more about yesterday is you have a backup centre and a backup guard in.
Oh, and a practice squad cornerback.
Yep.
Who's just sticking like glue.
Yeah, he was unbelievable. And I just thought, what is going on here?
But, okay, all right, so we're shifting gears real quick because this is that kind of a show. It's a fan show. We're having a couple of drinks and just sitting here talking, except for Andy Burroughs because my man's on the wagon, and good for you. Look,
Thank you very much.
No, good for you. The fact of the matter is, Noah Brown, dude, catch the goddamn ball. Catch the ball. And if for any of you that used to listen to the Bag Radio Hour, and you know what word is next, catch the ball.
Make you roar.
I mean, a lot of people said Jaden, like, he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But when you, like I said, Scouts were talking earlier, when you watch the replay, and I watched the game back this morning.
There's one defender there.
There's one defender there. Yeah. Tell me a game in the NFL where that doesn't happen, where a player should make a catch with a defender all over him. It happens. Right. It happens nearly every single reception a wide receiver gets. Bar a few.
Somebody's on.
You're gonna
That's
have,
what Terry makes a living at, right?
Yeah, you're going to have a corner. You're going to have a safety. You're going to have someone all over you. He should have caught that ball. And he didn't. And that sums where we are up as a team right now. Where them things aren't going for us.
See, I watched that play yesterday, and I was wondering, because I saw a lot of people talking about, Jaden should have just thrown that in the dirt. But when I watched the replay of it, okay, it's easy to say that, but that, for one, that guy comes from all the way on the other side of the field. All right.
When the ball's thrown, he's at the hash.
Yeah, he's not even close.
And he's behind the offensive line. You can't see him.
There's 3 offensive linemen there, plus Robinson. And then it just kind of, I don't know, it just fucking cascaded into a lump of shit is what it did. And even worse was not only did Robinson fumble it into his hands, but then he fucking ran with him for like 15 yards. Like, God damn it, dude, Jesus Christ.
But if you look back a couple of weeks when Jaden was making them throws and we were no one was saying, he should have thrown that ball. It all comes down to game scenario and where we are as a team right now. Week 2, week 3, week 4, when Jaden was making some of the Eckler catches early on in the season, some of the Terry catches, he had corners and safeties all over him. We weren't saying, Jaden shouldn't have thrown that ball.
It's always a great throw when it works.
Right.
Yeah, it's always a great throw when it
works. You're a genius. When it doesn't, you're stupid. Right.
Go and watch that play back, and he should have caught the ball. Plain and simple.
He should have caught the ball.
You can't look at Jaden and go, you should have thrown that away. I don't know why you're trying to make that play. That's just that doesn't commute for me. That's just cop out football.
I also think that a lot of times in fans they tend to say, it's all our own fault. And look, man, that guy made the play. Like Max said, when that ball is thrown, he's at the hash. When you look at that play from further back, he's the only guy over there. They got Cosme over there.
He didn't hit him in the numbers either. Hit him in the helmet, hit him in the grill of the helmet. He didn't even get his hands up.
They've got a mismatch. So,
and if B-Rob catches the ball, that's the thing.
He might take him right down right there because he was on top of him.
It's not an interception at least.
Right. So, Noah Brown, I know you're watching right now because you can't miss an episode of the Bleeding Burgundy podcast. But I'm going to ask you a simple question. They make fucking gloves, dude, that basically everything sticks to. I've watched Odell Beckham Jr. stick a finger up in the air and bring the ball down. Holy fuck, dude, these things are hitting you dead in the goddamn hands, and you're letting them go through to hit you right in the face. They're hitting him dead in the face. In the face. In the face.
So, I'm going to throw a name at you real quick.
To quote my man, Duan.
Do you think he's going to be similar like how Dwayne Bowe is, where he couldn't catch at the end of his career? Do you think that's how Brown is?
Dwayne Bowe's hands were broken up.
Right, that's what for you two British guys, Dwayne Bowe was a guy who played for the Chiefs and the Browns, who at the end of his career, the webs
everything
were gone because
the ball would go right through.
So, right. That's what it feels like with Brown is he's not closing his hands fast enough. Is it that he's not expecting it to be that fast?
But he made that one catch on the sidelines.
Right. That's what I said in our chat. It's like he can make the diving catch that's crazy, but he can't hit one that's right to his face.
Two things on this on Noah Brown is he's always going to be heroic for his catch against the Bears. We needed him at the time when he was out there, but he's obviously being given away by the Texans for a reason. Now, this is, Deluxe probably said it earlier, and I agree with him to a certain extent. It takes more than a year to install this offense and to get the players you need around you, but we are absolutely desperate for a wide receiver. I don't even want to hear about Terry McLaurin now because he is dropping off the chart as well. I mean, yesterday with the last couple of minutes to go, fair play.
That was an amazing play.
He turned it on.
So that was an amazing play.
But you need someone beside him, and that's the point. We need to have an elite receiver coming into this organisation. Elite.
That's where it comes
T. Higgins, someone like that.
Back though, Scott, to us remembering where we are, and only in reflection can you probably do this today.
I get that.
It comes back to where we are as a team. We need to remember, look at our record now, look at it last season, look at where we are rebuilding, and it's very easy in hindsight because we all get angry during the game. But let's look where we are as an organisation. You know what I mean? Peters knows this. What you've just said there, you're preaching to the choir because he's probably sitting there watching this game and all he can hear is people going, depth, need my wide receiver 2, need my wide receiver 3. He knows all of this. He knows when the draft comes around that this is something we need to address. He knows when the next round of free agency comes around, this is something we need to address. The only reason we're all reacting like this right now is because we've started better than anyone thought we would this season.
You're right.
So that's where you have to balance. That's where you have to balance the disappointment of what we're doing right now. But then even me, and I can't believe I'm doing this, is when you have to have the realism of, holy shit, this is, no one expected us to be here this season. We've we've overachieved, if that's the right terminology. So let's remember that. And I know it's hard as fans because we shouldn't have lost this. I'm not making no excuses. We should not have lost to this Dallas Cowboys team yesterday. No. They are goddamn awful. They couldn't beat an egg up until last week, up until yesterday. So let's remember this. It's kind of finding that fine balance. Peters knows this. He'll know that we need this depth. Everyone, I think the one of the big talking points on the bunker today was depth. Every team in the NFL, any good team that wants to progress in the NFL has good depth, and we will get there. It's just going to take time.
So, all right, I have a question that's just sitting out here in the wide open. Why the fuck was Mike Davis on the field yesterday on defense?
Because he's our corner 4. We were in dime a lot.
So Forbes is inactive. Mike Davis, who we know positively, absolutely sucks like a $2 whore on Fleet Week, he's on the field. Granted, he picked up the freaking blocked field goal. Forbes is worse. Dude, Forbes.
Inactive.
You cannot possibly let this slide. If you do, you should start getting yourself fitted for paper hats and name tags.
Do you realistically think that Forbes is going to be on this team come March?
No chance.
No, I thought he would be cut a couple of weeks ago.
Right,
But
Forbes,
still, Mike
Forbes
Davis,
is a name. Yeah,
dude's terrible.
Look. There's a guy that we haven't mentioned yet named Marshawn Lattimore, who, when he plays, is going to put Mike Davis at cornerback 5 and won't be on the field.
The elephant in the room. John. Fucking A, Marshawn Lattimore.
How did you get footage of my old girlfriend?
God damn it, Andy!
Hang on, because I see something different in that clip every time. That's the most purple helmet I have seen in my entire life.
Most what?
The purple.
Don't talk about purple helmets. Wait.
Did you see
the purple helmet in this video?
Helmet.
Mac, if you've got a purple.
It's
blue. It's blue.
Bright blue helmet.
Max, you don't want to
lives in an area where elephants go crazy. I'd wear a helmet too. Wouldn't you? Shit. If I knew that there was an elephant coming down the street to kick my bike, I'd be wearing a fucking helmet.
All right, it's so just the elephant in it. Fuck your bike.
Fuck your bike. So, Marshawn Lattimore, number one, could he have made a difference yesterday?
No.
No? You think? Would we have played so far off of CeeDee Lamb?
CeeDee Lamb didn't do anything in terms of touchdowns.
It's not the point. Nothing. It's not what I'm saying. The point is that we were afraid of their defense. I mean, we're afraid of their offense.
Right, but what is Marshawn Lattimore going to do to stop Rico Doodle? Nothing.
It's not a matter of
CeeDee Lamb had 10 catches for 67 yards. He had he averaged 6 a catch.
Maybe if we're not playing our entire secondary fucking 15 yards off the goddamn line of scrimmage because we're so afraid of CeeDee Lamb and Kavontae Turpin, that we don't give that kind of shit up? That we are able to get to the fucking point of attack faster? I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass. Andy, what do you think? Am I talking out of my ass?
I couldn't possibly comment, John.
All right, that's a good man. All right, let's see here. We're going to move along to, butt pats and head smacks. All right, as you well know...
Can we do Yanks versus Wanks update?
Oh, yes, Yanks versus Wanks. Must mean Scott won this week. So
Scott did win in a squeaker, but I want
squeaker.
I want to talk about the blowout of the week first.
All right, well, here it comes.
So
yeah, you can talk over this.
I know, and my poor father. Oh my. Wow. You got your everything.
Yam is killing me.
Yam put up 175 points.
Oh my God! Damn, Yam. I thought we were friends.
His just to recap, you still have a running back to go tonight.
I know,
but as of right now, his running backs have outscored you 74-9.
Look, I said this earlier in the year. Yam. When it comes to fantasy football, Yam is the constant, oh, woe is me. I better go home and eat worms. Dude, you've got the best running backs in the goddamn league. There's nothing anybody can do to stop you. And I can't do anything about it. You got Saquon Barkley out there. That's like a cheat code.
Scotty won by 2 points over our pal Joseph, thanks to a pretty good... he had 3 guys go over 20 points. That was not your quarterback.
I did what you boys said. You said to me, what do you want to do? And I said, well, I'll swap out Jacoby Myers and put Tank Dell in. Myers got 20-odd points on my bench. Cheers for that.
Our good pal Scouse is, back to his old Scouse ways. He's getting beat by 40 points by Tony.
Oh, wait. Andy, that's Tony's beating his ass.
Yes. Jessy had a bye week. And lastly, I am losing.
That's toothpick tea.
Yeah. Lastly, I was going to laugh yesterday.
We call it the bye week. What is he, 0-11?
Yes.
Dude, he hasn't changed his lineup in forever, and he has Zach Charbonnet in there, and they put him in around the 5-yard line yesterday. I was going to laugh if he scored.
And then I am losing to Mark by 24. However, I still have Lamar Jackson to go tonight. And he has Dicker the kicker. So there's still a chance.
Beat tonight. I'm picking the Chargers tonight. As a matter of fact, if we're going to talk about shit like that real quick, Chicago Bears, Minnesota Vikings, fuck you. You fucked my card yesterday so hard. Everything else came in just fine except for the fucking Bears and that last-second touchdown.
Regarding our parlays real quick from our Saturday show.
Which, if you're not watching the Saturday show, listen, you are missing some exciting first-class podcast.
Can I get a void for Brian Robinson?
No. Why would you get a void?
Because he got hurt.
Well, that's not... I mean, dude, that's gambling, right?
Fucking put your money down, take your chance, son. Unlucky.
Look,
this dickhead went all out on the Texans.
Andy, we're going to have you on some Saturday to pick some games with us.
I'm glad you come on.
Yet again, I don't think I got a single bet right.
Oh, I don't think you did. But anyway, we'll get into that on Saturday. Let's leave it for
talk about that on Saturday.
It's now head smacks and butt pats. Come on.
Give myself a head smack?
There you go.
I need one too.
Okay, butt pats and head smacks.
Attaboy. Head smacks. Get out of here.
All right, Andy, you know the game, all right? We're going to start with you. Let's get your first butt pat on offense. We're going to go start positive. First butt pat on offense.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know. I put him right on the spot. He's like, welcome to the show. God. I'm going to throw you up a hardball.
Terry, just for the play at the end.
Yeah, you got it.
Gave us hope.
I'll tell you what.
Really, he gave us hope. He gave us hope.
I will go you one better with Terry there because there was a fumble that he came flying back to recover. When any other time, like in the Ronnie. Yeah. And Terry,
he does that. I mean,
the man never quits.
Seasons ago, when he done against the Steelers, he ran the length of the field to. He's known for that.
Yeah,
Dallas. He ran the length of the field, didn't he, to stop a touchdown?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I hope he's a commander for life. I don't care if he's elite or not. He's just a great player, and he's
put him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Put him in the Hall of Fame. Put his jockstrap from yesterday in the Hall of Fame, just for the big ballsy run that he had. All right. You got bids on it? Okay. Scotty, your first butt pat on offense.
Apart from Terry, I can't think of anybody. I genuinely can't.
Nobody?
No.
All right, Scotty has nobody. Max, do you have anybody?
Zach
No,
Ertz
come
for
on.
catching a touchdown pass.
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
I will say my favorite thing about Zach Ertz has to be from Scott whenever he makes a play into the chat, because the bigger the play, the louder his Ertz goes. So it just goes Ertz.
Ertz. He said
Sounds like he's having.
I'll give you a big.
Ertz. There was an old actor by the name of, I'm going to say this, and probably two people in the chat will get it. There was an old actor by the name of John Houseman, and that's Scotty sounds like John Houseman doing an ad for rental cars. What do you need to get where you need to go?
The Renault 5 GT Turbo is now
I
available.
can say, Scott,
Available at
your reaction to Terry's touchdown yesterday made me laugh so hard. It made the field goal a little bit better.
I didn't even hear it because I was jumping around the room. So,
I'll have to listen
Max,
to it back.
Max, yeah, you're going to have to go through about 1 million chats.
Do you know what I did with that, though, with that Terry thing, right, is I'd fucking had enough, and I thought, right, I'm going to jump. I thought the link's
His
out.
kids
I'll
were
jump
hiding.
into the,
His son was like, I'm going over to my friend's house.
I'm jumping. I thought I'll jump into the chat. So I'll load it in. So I loaded it in, and all I seen was Jesse's head because he was driving,
Yep.
and he's listening to the radio, and he's obviously ahead of our broadcast. And all I can hear is 40, 30, 20. He's going all the way. I'm like, you fucking what? So straight out of there, straight back onto the TV. I was like, oh no, I missed it, and I didn't miss it, luckily. But I was like, oh okay. All we heard is Jesse going, you can't be fucking serious. I was like, go on, Jesse. Go on, lad.
To his credit, because Scott G was demanding, Jesse well indeed left way before the game.
He left
was
at
on.
John Bates fumble.
He did. He left at the he left at the Bates fumble. That's right. He had about 8 minutes to go, didn't he?
I think this guy's name is Domo. I think his name is. If I get it wrong, Domo, I apologize. Everybody will know this guy's face, maybe. But wait, the video is processing. This was something I found on social media yesterday. This was a guy that was in the team store when Terry scored.
Oh, shit! Hey, yo! Yo, what the fuck? He missed it? This nigga missed the extra point? Oh my God. He missed the extra point, bro.
So that, in my opinion, that is like Hollywood level, right there. I just thought that was funnier than shit. My man was in the team store, giving up. He was going home. He was going to buy himself something to take home, and by the time he gets through the tunnel, the guy Siebert misses the extra point.
So, just because right before that play happened, that commercial break, I'm sitting here and I'm down in the dumps, and my phone starts to ring, and it's your mom,
Oh yeah, my mom.
and she just goes, "Max, where's the defense? Where's the offensive line?" And then hangs up. Doesn't give me a chance to answer.
Yeah, you know why she calls you? 'Cause she knows I'm not picking up the damn phone. All right, this was a pregame speech, just real quick here. I think we have a record here.
Bro, play 60 minutes, play hard, bro. It's your hot, bro. Let's go assault these bro. That's right, bro. Ready?
All right, so somebody that's good with math. That was a 9-second video. We had 7 bros. How many bros a minute is that? That's a
That's a lot. That's a lot of Fs and a lot of bros.
that's like 58 bros a minute that he's gonna get out.
There's only
there.
one guy I know that says bro as much as that, and that's our good buddy Scouse.
You know what? It's not necessarily that Scouse says bro all that much. It's just most of the time it's the only fucking word I can understand. So when he says it, I just nod along and go, yeah, bro, sure.
So, back on track.
I know. Scott's gonna shake his head. I know. Hey,
I don't say bro that much. You fucking
yeah.
do, lads.
Scott shakes his head. They feel that in Australia.
He doesn't say bro. He says bro. Bro.
Cheeky bastard.
the butterfly effect of a Scouse head shake.
Wow.
When he says bro, the fucking
Can you get a head tune on?
bro. It just
Wow.
the waves emanate out. I know, Scott. You're just gonna have to deal with it. I'll tell you.
Come
what,
on,
man.
right? Head
Right,
smash,
come
Joe.
on. Hey, here's what I gotta say. The man from Del Monte never forgets.
I know you are the elephant on that fucking thing.
I never forget. All right. Anyway, let's see. Where are we on the game here? We are on butt pats and head smacks. We're on with you, Max. Who have you got for your first butt pat on offense?
My butt pat. I had Zach Ertz because the Ertz.
Oh, the Ertz. All right. For me, a butt pat on offense. I give it to Terry for that last play, and I'm just going to go along with Andy for picking
Real
Terry.
quick. Hello to
ahead.
the local celebrity in the room, Coach Simple. How we doing?
Hey, Coach Simple's here. Hey, cool, man. What's up, Coach? We haven't seen a video from Coach Simple, and I think that's why we're on a 3-game losing streak, to be quite honest with
Do
you.
you know, it might actually be that, you know.
I'm telling
Genuinely.
you. The dude needs to friggin' put it up, man, because the team is lost. Coach
I'm giving him
Simple.
a head smack.
Yeah, head smack to Coach Simple. Yeah.
Coach Simple
Simple's got my
laying
head smack.
down on the job. There.
He's logged out. He's logged out.
Well, whenever Coach Simple shows up, we've always got to give him one of these. I got to slow that thing down so I have time to take a drink. But really, right now, the team is more like this. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So, Coach Simple, come Friday, we need a rave up video that's going to pep this team up. And I'm just asking nicely, and I'll say please. Please. All right, where were we? We were with me for a butt pat on offense. What was he doing?
Terry already.
You said
Oh, I
Terry.
said Terry already. All right, I'm going to give you. Does anybody have any more butt pats on offense? I'll give one more.
No.
I'm going to give one to Jaden Daniels, and I know he didn't play his best game, but I don't think he played his worst game either. All right?
Nah.
No, I don't think he played his worst game. I think he's a rookie, and we're just used to, like Yam said earlier, and like a couple of others have echoed, we were so happy with what was going on in the first 6 or 7 weeks that we have overlooked the fact that he is a rookie and that he's going to be made to look like a rookie every once in a while, and he's going to make mistakes, and he's going to have things that confuse him. It's his first year in the league, and it's just the way it is. But I'm going to give him the butt pat just because, dude, he didn't quit. You know, and that last throw to Terry, they wouldn't have made that play without it, without him standing in there and doing it. And I saw when they tried
not making that throw.
No. Heineke throws up all 5 yards short. But it's not even so much it was a great throw. He was wide open. You can't miss it. But he has that heart. You're not out of the game. You know what I'm saying? And if Siebert makes that kick, or if we go for 2, that brings up a whole other thing. Since we're on to other things now, should we have gone for 2? Let's just go around the room. Andy, should we have gone for 2 or gone for the kick?
Gone for the kick.
Scott.
Kick.
Max.
Kick.
I agree. Kick. You should make that kick. God damn it,
You
Siebert.
should make that. It's all you're paid to do. You got one job.
You got one job.
And if you go for 2 at that time, you got to kick it back to, as Greg Olson said, the fastest guy on the team. And who knows what's going to happen with that?
The fastest guy on the team. God, Greg Olson is like listening to a glass of milk, a glass of skim milk. He took all the fat out.
Yeah,
He's just the worst.
yeah. And with Siebert has to go. The dude's missed 5 kicks as a commander.
Yeah, but how many has Zane Gonzalez missed?
Zane has missed none in 2 games. But
There
the
you
fact
go.
is,
There you go.
when Siebert got hurt, he was leading the league in points. He's
Yeah,
Well,
but
well,
he
you wanna-
he got hurt, and the point is, every time he looks over 50.
If we do squeak in, and how's he gonna? This was a regular season game. If we do somehow squeak in, and it comes down to a pressure kick, how's he gonna handle it? If this is the guy that
kickers
can't
have
handle
been-
kicking-
Didn't he hit a
Yeah, you're
51
right.
yarder yesterday?
Yeah, but he did. But
did.
kickers have been nailing 50 plus, like 58, 56,
I get that.
54.
He's 2 for 5
he's-
from 50 plus.
All
He
right.
looks shit
That's not good.
at the moment.
It's not
I'm with
good.
you. I'm with you.
But-
Fuck him off.
I think he came back early because he was worried about his job getting taken.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, the thing is this. What I saw out of him, this is 2 times now. The first kick that he missed, I'm going to use y'all's golfer term, he flat out chunked it. The dude kicks the fucking ground. He kicks the earth before the ball. How do you do that? I don't get how. That's just one of those mystifying things.
I think
that
it's pressure,
just-
John. I don't think he can handle the pressure.
I get. Well, I'll tell you what. The second kick, people want to look at. I mean, I'm looking at you, Tim Meek, Mr. Positive. Tim Meek's always bouncing into the defense of the kickers. Yes, it was a bad snap. All right, the second kick, but Tress had that ball up And I think that the ball being a bad snap fucked with Siebert's concentration just enough because he hooked it. And you just cannot – your concentration has to be better than that. Simple as
Kickers are weird. Kickers are weird.
They are weird. They are weird.
You know?
I mean, Mark Mosley used to go out on the field with nipple clamps on. I don't know if you knew that or not. Where'd Scott
Mark Mosley Jr. is already in the chat talking about us.
Where'd Scott go? All right.
I'm going for a
You said nipple clamps, and he got excited.
Oh, he did.
I'm not going to.
His wife threw him out. Well, let's find out. All right, so let's go on to let's move to head smacks for offense. We might as well do that. Max, we'll start with you. Go ahead.
Noah Brown, catch the ball.
Get out of here. Catch the fucking ball. And if anybody wants to know what I'm talking about, go look up Mickey Rourke catch the ball. Mickey Rourke catch the ball. I don't know. It might be scrubbed from the internet. What about you, Andy? Who you got for a head smack on defense?
Defense.
You said offense.
Offense.
Oh, I said offense. Sorry.
I was going to go for Brown. The entire offensive line, I thought they were terrible. Injuries aside, come on, man, you got to do better.
Yeah. All right. I'll tell you what. I'm going to give it to I've lost his name there. Bates. I'm going to give it to Bates. He had a bad penalty early on in the game, and he fumbled. Or am I thinking, was it Sinnott that fumbled?
No,
Sinnott fumbled.
Sinnott
No,
fumbled.
it was Bates that fumbled.
I thought so. It was Bates that fumbled,
It was
and he
John
had
Bates.
and it was Sinnott that had the penalty early.
Yes.
Can we give penalties as well? But how bad are we getting at these, by the way? How can we not count to 11 men on the field?
Yeah, that's bad.
That's 3 weeks running now. Me and Scouse were talking about this earlier. That's 3 weeks running now. We keep getting done for a same old basic. Scott, where'd your neck go? Did you?
Where's his fucking neck?
The internet died, mate. No, I apologize.
Scott's just hello.
I think we should fuck it out, mate.
I don't know. I think that the penalties are killing us. Just keep 11 men. How hard is it? Take your shoes and socks off if you have to. You know,
Especially since last week we had such a problem with getting the playoff because of the late substitutions and shit. Mm-hmm. So was that our fault? We were just not substituting fast enough yesterday? Because why didn't the referee stand in the way of the fucking snap for them?
That I didn't know, and I wanted to watch it back today, but I wasn't able to.
You know, because that's substitutions now are weird like that. The referee can basically stand in front of the snap until there's 2 seconds on the play clock, which I thought was just last week they did that to us, and it was outrageous because it tells the defense, okay, well, now they have to snap it. I'm going to get off, right? I'm coming off. All right, so, Scott, we were talking about head smacks here on offense. Go ahead. What you got?
Defense.
No.
Good. Yes. Oh, yeah, right. Yes.
So there.
Head smacks on offense. Are we out?
Just give a head smack wherever you want.
Yeah,
you can give head smack right there to your right. Yeah, there you go. Give one a max.
Head smack to basically the entire offense. That's it. It's simple as that. Everyone was terrible. But specifically, I'll go with Noah Brown is the first one for me.
Yeah, Noah Brown. I think is I think it's unanimous on Noah Brown.
Has a player ever fallen off the ledge so much as he has in the last few weeks, from where the ceiling was so high for him, and now when you look at it, you're thinking, is it a confidence thing? Is it,
Here's the wild thing about Noah Brown. He still ended up with 6 catches.
Yeah,
true.
And it's
because it's just the thing that's driving me crazy. Why are you targeting him so much when he's dropping half your passes? What is it that Luke McCaffrey has to do to get targeted more than once a game? You know,
get on the field. I don't even know if his snap counts have been posted. He wasn't on the field often.
If I'm Jaden Daniels, for one, I'm probably getting laid right now, and for two, aren't you looking at somebody else? Okay, if they're taking Terry away, where's Zacchaeus? All right, hit your tight end or something, because Noah Brown is letting you down. Look, that play down the sidelines at the fucking 2-yard line where they made the play on it. Their fucking practice squad boy made the play on it. I thought Noah Brown, I mean, it was a little bit underthrown, but there was plenty of time. Undercut that fucking guy, man. Don't let him stay in front of you like that. I just thought he made a poor play on that ball and let the Cowboys just essentially take him right on out of it and knock it down. Am I wrong?
No.
Max?
No. He didn't fight through, which is one of the things that who was the receiver that got Turpin he grabbed Noah I later in the game. Yeah. You have to fight through that corner because it's an underthrown ball. At least try and put some type of penalty on the board. He's usually really good at drawing those down the field PIs. Just that one he just gave zero effort for.
Yeah,
Probably didn't think the ball was going to come to him, honestly.
I don't know why not. He's getting most of the targets during the day. I mean, I'm not taking an official count there unless somebody has it in front of him. I'm just guessing because it seems like he's going to him an awful lot.
He had 10 targets yesterday.
Oh, 10. God damn. And he had how many catches? 6?
6.
And 4 drops.
4 balls that we are throwing his direction that we don't know how many drops he had.
I'm saying 3. Andy, what's on your hat there?
That's
the Washington Nationals. I got this when I was with your good self, my friend.
There you go. All right, so let's see here. We're still on butt pats and head smacks. So let's get some butt pats for the defense. Scott, we'll start with you since you're looking so irritated.
I'm not irritated, mate. Just looking at the internet, just because.
Oh, don't do that while you're on a podcast, you old devil.
No. I'm looking at my. I'm looking at my road router.
That gives a whole new meaning to Yanks versus Wanks.
It does. I'm trying to think of a butt pat on defense. Frankie Louvu, probably.
Yeah, Frankie Louvu, bro.
Louvu keeps leaving everything on the field. That's the thing.
He does.
He's a good player.
There were a couple of mistakes yesterday, but the dude leaves every goddamn ounce of himself out there.
Indeed, Scouse.
That's a fact. What does Scouse have to say here?
He's red face and looking on the internet.
Okay.
Well, the wife is in bed, so you know what I mean.
Oh, and they say men can't multitask.
Hey, look, I've got to tell you, your arms are this long for a reason. For anybody that thinks it's some kind of a sin or anything, look, if God didn't want you to touch it, your arms wouldn't be that goddamn long.
You don't get a right bicep like Hartley for no reason.
That's right. And I got to tell you, if our arms were shorter,
I can pick up a tank with one arm.
I often do. All right. And that's enough of that. That's right. Like I said, if our arms were not long enough, all you little people would have a whole new career opportunity. But they are. So that's the end of that. All right, so butt pats on defense. Scotty gave one to Frankie Louvu. Andy, what do you got?
Yeah, I was going to go Louvu as well, to be fair. I think he's the only one. I think he, like you said, John, I'm with you. Every game I see him play, he gets better and better. Max is dying.
I know. Because of the move that Scott just did to sit on his couch. Scott just did the whole body wave to sit on the couch.
The whole body wave. Well, when you get old enough, you got to settle things in there right. The cushion's got to be just right. All right, sorry, Andy. Go ahead. This is such a professional podcast. All right, Max, go ahead. Who's your butt pat on offense? Defense.
Defense, Tressway. He had 5 punts inside the 20. Yeah.
5 punts inside the 20. I mean, I guess that's good enough for defense. Who am I going to give mine to? I can only go Frankie Louvu because I wasn't really impressed with anybody else on the defense. Dorrance Armstrong had a couple of nice plays. They had a couple of flashy tackles for loss yesterday where they just broke through and just smashed somebody right. They like noticed the play. There was one play Chin, I thought
that Chin put on that guy. Oh my God! What
he did.
Bobby Wagner. I think Scotty. I can't see the
Scott
chat.
G.
Scroll up. I think Wagner again played okay. He had an okay game.
Didn't Wagner? But was it Wagner that let the tight end get past him for that easy touchdown?
No, it was Chin.
That was Chin.
Yeah,
it was Chin,
and that was mid
coverage.
Chin and Quan Martin.
There you go.
Yeah,
no,
that was
as Scouts would say, Chin got bunt.
No, what happened on that play was Quan had the bottom half of the screen. Chin had to carry it up and cover the top half.
Where is he from? Chin got bunt.
Chin got bunt.
Chin with the chin music. Good job, Deluxe.
Yeah, there you go. Chin. Hey.
All right.
Okay, so that's where my head smack on defense is. I'm going to start out with head smacks on defense. I'm going to give it to Jeremy Chin. I just didn't think he had a good enough game to live up to what he's been doing. I thought he got sucked out of position a couple of times. Andy, what about you? Head smack on defense.
Saint Ghost. Get him out of just leave now. He's awful. He shouldn't be in the NFL.
Where's Lattimore?
Shouldn't be anywhere near this team. If I swear to God, if he plays on Sunday, we're in more trouble than I think we are. He's awful. He's not a good football player. He's really.
Hey Scotty, let me ask you. With what you were just watching on the internet, look at the glare on Andy's glasses there. Doesn't that look familiar? All right, Scotty, give me a head smack on that.
Gotta be Noah I, hasn't it?
I thought the second penalty was bullshit. You said
Doesn't
you're
matter.
right. They pulled him in.
Yeah, 2 PIs.
That was down around
you've
the
not had a good
5-yard
day.
line. Yeah, that was down close. All right, Max, what about you? Headsmacks on.
I agree.
I'm really struggling to come up with one. It's just outside of
Really?
those two. Outside of those two, I don't think the defense played that bad.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you one.
They kept us in the game for the first few quarters. Let's be honest.
You know, the defensive line didn't get pressure yesterday. They got no sacks. They got one credited sack to Deron Payne for touching Cooper fucking Rush, who had already fallen down and given up because it was the end of the game. But look, man,
Cooper Rush probably couldn't believe his luck.
Exactly. That's Cooper fucking Rush. And you let that son of a bitch get as comfortable as if he was in a lazy boy showroom picking out chairs. You made him comfortable. So my head smack, for one, if I got to pick one guy, Johnny Newton, man, you got to put up some bulk, man. You got to stop getting moved off the spot like you were getting moved off the spot yesterday.
Can I
just Rico Doodle running for as many yards as he did, for them fucking shoving us ahead. How many times did you see? All right, sorry, Scotty. Before you do, I'm going to give you one stat that's going to tell you exactly what I'm talking about. They were 2 of 11 on third down. 2 of 11. And they had 19 first downs. 17 first downs on first and second down. They were in 2nd and 3 all day, it seemed.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Scott.
No, I was just going to say, Deron Payne, for me, got the bag and fucking just checked out. He is gone.
Where's he
But
at?
what is he doing? Like, honestly, I mean, it's back to the same. We've said this the last couple of seasons with Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne. And, isn't it time for Deron Payne to step up? The man's missing. Send out an APB, put him on a milk carton. The boy, where is he? What's he doing?
You know, when you
pay someone that much money, you want to see that performance, and that he's not doing it. He's not doing it.
For the previous 7 weeks, we had been seeing the defensive line selling out to stop the pass, right, and we were getting a lot of pressure. All right, and all of them I thought were playing at a good level, but yesterday they were just taken out of the game. They were just out of the game. Anybody else got any head smacks on defense before we get to the biggest head smack of all?
Get out of here.
Austin Siebert.
Has to be.
How the fuck do you kick the ground? How do you
Did you see his post-match interview in the locker room? He's in tears.
Get it. He was in tears.
Yeah, man.
You know what?
He probably knows that, at some point today, tomorrow, I mean, maybe they give him his due and they say, you know what, we'll let you hang around for another week, but he's got to be thinking, is my job safe, especially after the 2 games that Gonzalez has put in.
Andy, you do give a shit if his job is safe, or you just more or less care about what the fuck he made you feel like?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of the comments that were flying around online, I saw with the tweets. Yeah, that was disgusting. Let's come on now. Let's sport, and we all get disheartened with sport, and we all say stupid things every now and again. But some of the comments, they were. Yeah,
I wouldn't want to kill Austin Siebert. I might want to rape him.
Look, I've got nothing.
Jesus Christ.
3 weeks ago, we were all waxing lyrical how good he is.
Very true. And it was me that was calling for him.
Yeah,
and you were right.
For how good he is. I mean, is it, John? Like I said earlier, is it a pressure thing? Is it something he's not used to playing under that? How many times in his NFL career has he ever maybe had to kick to take a game to overtime, or has he had that kind of pressure under him? He's believed the hype. Probably everyone's calling him Mr. Perfect, etc., etc. So this is the NFL, though. Look, nothing against the dude, but I'd cut him.
That's your job. That's a breach of contract as far as I'm concerned.
I'd cut him. Yeah, I'd cut. I'm with Yam. Like Yam said earlier, I'm cutting him.
Scott, you cutting him?
Not yet.
Max, you cutting him as punishment for blowing the Dallas game? I mean, literally losing the Dallas game. Even though all of them said, and they're all correct, it doesn't come down to one play. However, that one play at least cost us a tie.
You're right, but this is still a guy that is a 90% field goal percentage for the year.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all well and good. 90% still means you miss 10% of your kicks, and if they are game-winning kicks, or not, game-tying kicks, game-losing kicks, that kind of factors in. I don't know that I would cut him this week.
What would you guys say if we put in the scenario of, say we're in that scenario again this weekend against the Titans and he misses?
Yeah, he's got one more. If
he misses again?
I mean, look, Chris Blewett got 3 games.
But then you don't put him in that situation. True, very true. Then you don't put him in that situation.
Okay, the only way to not put him in that situation is to give up and not score.
Here you go, you're playing.
So
if
should
put him
we?
in a situation and he misses it, John? Then the fans, there's going to be a riot. Okay,
Well, you know,
might
we
make
all said earlier the right call was
hindsight's
to
a
make
wonderful thing.
the right call was to go for the extra point. Right?
Yeah, I get
we
that.
all agreed.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
think that's true. A lot of people are second guessing and saying, you know, they're all, you know, Monday morning quarterbacks and saying that we should go for 2, which, okay. And I guarantee you, if Jesse was here with us, he'd be saying that. And that's kind of how he thinks on it. He would go for 2. But at the same time, you should expect that your goddamn guy can make a 25-yard kick.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he's paid to do.
Right. You're paid to do that. I don't know that I'd cut him this week because he has been so successful. I would sit him in the corner and say, listen, mister, have you learned your goddamn lesson?
What's your view, though, John, if he misses one against the Titans? What do you do then?
If he misses one against the Titans, he's gone.
But then
Simple as that.
hindsight's a wonderful thing. I get that. But
It
then
depends.
you say, well, we should have cut him, you know.
Depends on how
yeah.
far out it is. If he's missing extra points, then yes. If he's missing a field goal from 56, 54, then that's different.
Yeah,
It's
you're
weird,
right.
though,
You're
how
right.
many extra points are being missed in the NFL this
That's what I'm
season.
saying. Yeah, but they're not.
There were a
Like,
bunch of
they're
missed kicks yesterday.
my
There were
thing
a
about
lot of missed
kickers-
kicks yesterday.
My thing about kickers is we have seen kickers leave here and go on to be successful because we do not have a very long leash for kickers.
I don't think you should have a long leash for kickers. You know how I feel about it. There's a whole goddamn planet out there of people who kick a ball for fun.
You're right, but here's an example for you. Is Graham Gano. What happened to him as soon as he left here and he left Danny Smith?
Well, I get it, but you know, at the same time, I didn't think we should have cut Graham Gano. I thought that the problem was Danny Smith, who, anyway. Point being is, I guarantee you, Andy has coached people that can kick in the NFL, that can be kickers in the NFL.
I could do it.
There you go. Andy should come in and try out for kicker. However, we do have Zane Gonzalez, and you know he's got a kind of a cool name, so we'll go with him. All right, I think we are about at the end of the show here, so I'm going to go ahead and start the music up to say that we're going to see y'all later. We hope everything is all right with Jesse, our good friend, man. Everything he had a personal day today, and we hope everything's just fine. We are going to say the bunker was on today prior to this show, so listen to it tomorrow morning in your car on your way to work. That's what you ought to do. The 1 Point Safety Show with Scott and Scouse will be on Thursday at 3 o'clock.
Thanksgiving Day.
There you go. Something to preview your dinner so that you can say to your grandmother, hey, listen to this guy that's smart about football and this other guy, Scouse. And then we will...
Here's a real life impersonation of Scouse right now. Bro, come on.
Bro. All right. And then we'll be back Friday to preview the Titans game. So while we got the music playing, let's look ahead real quick at the Titans. Andy, how do you feel about that game? Where are you on a scale of nervous-o-meter, the nervous-o-meter, 1 to 10? Where are you?
7, because I want us to have a reaction to yesterday. I'm worried with the injuries that we've got that we won't be able to. So, yeah, that's 7.
7? Scotty, where are you on the nervous-o-meter?
Yeah, I'm right up there, probably 8, if not 9, because the Titans, even though they've got a poor record, Will Levis put up loads of numbers yesterday, and they beat a decent Texans side, and that worries
me. They can run
me.
the ball as well. They can run the ball,
and they've got a good
can throw the
defense.
ball. What about you, Max? Where are you?
I'm a 6 to a 7. I'm worried. If you asked me yesterday before the game, it would have been a -4. But...
Yeah, 2 at best.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I was more nervous about the Titans game than I was about the Cowboys game. I think the Titans have a doggone good defense, and if you watch their offense, they hit the ball down the field, man. What the fuck is his name? The wide receiver.
Westbrook.
Calvin Ridley.
And that guy.
Calvin Ridley, man, and Will Levis have made a connection. So Will Levis does 2 things. He fucks up or he hits the deep shot. One of the 2 is going to happen. So with the way our team has been playing lately, I think we're susceptible. And with the lack of a running game and Brian Robinson possibly being out, Eckler probably most definitely being out, yeah, I'm nervous.
And here's the thing about the weather for this weekend, Pops. 38 degrees is the high.
Well, I'm glad Jesse's not here. He'd be talking about how Jaden Daniels can't play in the cold, although I didn't see any wraps on his ribs yesterday.
Because it was 60 degrees yesterday.
Well, yeah, but it was the last time, too. So.
But it is going to be cold on December 1st. It's going to be cold.
Yeah, fuck all that. I hate the cold. By December the 2nd, I'll be asking myself, why don't I live in Florida? And then I'll look at Florida and I'll go, oh, yeah, that's why.
Yeah, your heaters are already on, aren't they?
No. They're not. However, I have 2 shirts on. All right, then. For everybody, we will see you all on Friday. And till then, we'll see you later.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Spend Thanksgiving with the 1 Point Safety Show.
Thank you.
Oh, I guess I got to push this button while we all dance.